Hey, my people, matters are rising. The former Minister of Youth and Sport have finally exposed Tinubu and Buhari government, my people, allegedly. Make sure you watch this video to the end because you will hear it directly from the man's mouth. All he had to say, according to this man, Solomon, he said that Buhari was just used as a tool to eliminate Jonathan. My people, is this true? Please let me know what you think about this in the comment section. He talked about a cabal which he will be revealing in this video. My people, a lot of things are going to be shocking to you when you hear it from these people's mouth. My people, according to him, he said that Nigerians were deceived and they were lied to by Tinubu government. My people, a lot of things are going to be exposed in today's video, so make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping it as it is hot. If this is your first time coming across my channel, do not make it your last. Kindly subscribe and turn on your bell icon so as we drop the matter, you will be notified. My people, watch these videos.
To go in till I was able to make calls to assess Buhari before I was allowed.
So from that day, the cabal had taken over.
Those who campaigned for Buhari went celebrating. So they left the president porous. And these people who knew power took over power. And they actually run it to their interests until 8 years.
And these people have amassed a lot of wealth from what you are trying to describe.
Of course, they are very, very wealthy. And Nigerians should expect them.
And they are very powerful.
Of course.
And you are not afraid that these powerful people may come after you.
Oh, you see, I've been into this for all my years. I've been into the struggle for 40 years. I've survived more than 10 assassination attempts. There was a time 5 people carrying AK-47 blocked me and sprayed my car. Solomon Dalung is still living. In 2014, on my way from Zaria to Jos, 3 people around 11 a.m. ambushed me again, sprayed my car. I'm still alive. I'm not talking about attempt to poison my food on so many occasions. I'm not talking about even the invasion of my house in Jos so many times in an attempt to kidnap me and go and kill. So I am not afraid of death because one thing I know, my mother confirmed that to me, I'm not going to leave this planet until the day ordained by God. So I'm not afraid of anybody planning to kill me.
So are you like a cat with 9 lives or you have some supernatural powers?
Well, I think I have more than 9 lives because the number of assassination attempts I've survived is more than 9. So
it's a supernatural powers?
No, I think God is on my side.
Oh, really? Or your mom birthed you in some very...
Well, I wouldn't know, but I know that the just shall live by faith.
So you're a good Christian, isn't it?
I am. No, I'm not a Christian. I am a believer. I'm not a Christian.
Are you a Muslim?
I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, who died and rose on the 3rd day. So,
I mean, those who are Christians are those who say they live their lives like Christ.
It's not for them.
Christ-like.
It's not for them to say. Because if you go to the book of Acts, it was others who sold their lifestyle. So if a Muslim said, oh, this is a Christian, I have no problem with that. But a believer should not refer to me as a Christian.
So what religion do you observe?
Yeah, I practice the religion of the man of Calvary.
And which is?
Well, that is, I'm a believer of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
So you are not a Christian?
No.
And neither are you a Muslim?
No. If a Muslim refers to me as a Christian, he's right. Because that's what the Bible says. I believe in the Holy Bible.
But what are you? What religion do you?
I believe in Jesus Christ, the man of Calvary, who died and rose on the 3rd day.
But that is believed to be Christianity.
You see, no, we are followers of Jesus Christ. You see, this concept of Christianity which we are promoting, biblically is wrong. The Bible says, when they gathered in Antioch and they were behaving like Christ, those who saw them said, oh, who are these? And somebody said, oh, you don't know them? These are the believers of the man of Calvary who was crucified. So he said, oh, they are Christ-like. So if somebody sees someone's life looking like that of Jesus Christ and is not a believer, he's free to say this is a Christian, Christ-like. But you cannot describe yourself that you are Christ-like.
So how do you describe yourself religion-wise?
I describe myself as a follower of Jesus Christ and I believe in him.
let me take you back quickly. You supporting Peter Obi, does it make you feel that maybe that's the best man that can run this country? Was that what you believed?
Well, I have never supported Peter Obi. I only defended Peter Obi when the rise against him, the campaign to try to blackmail him and possibly force him to exile himself by attack dogs of the president. Because, I mean, they left issues which were affecting the country and they concentrated on him. But in Peter Obi, I see that leadership qualities, because for him to be able to mobilize the votes he got within a short time, I believe that Nigerians saw something in him good, and I cannot think differently.
I mean, out of all the candidates, who do you think? I mean, the president is in office, and so it's you can't change that. But from your own assessment, who do you think would have done a better job on running this country?
Prince Adewale Adebayo.
You think he's the best candidate?
He has the very best knowledge of this, and he knows the country very well.
But he didn't get it. He didn't even move close.
You cannot even put him with anybody.
Really?
He has that courage. He has the knowledge. He has the capacity. But he's a greenhorn in politics. So that may be
a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of an Atiku-Peter Obi merger? Do you think that could pose a big threat in 2027?
I would advise Atiku to mentor Peter Obi if they're going to go into any alliance. But for Atiku to put himself in the ring again in 2027, that will mean campaigning for Tinubu.
Really?
Yeah.
If Atiku run in 2027, is it going to be an easy run for...
Tinubu will just leave for France and stay there. He will not come back until during the inauguration.
It's going to be an easy pass for Tinubu.
Look, it's a walkover.
I mean, but there are those who will say the Northerners should allow the South to run till 2030 or in 2027. And the SGF has made that statement. What's your view?
I'm an advocate of equity. By 2027, the president of Nigeria should come from the South. Northerners like me, if we actually want to make very good impact in 2027, is to identify a candidate in the South, support him against the incumbent. But if we make the mistake of presenting a candidate from the North, the game is over.
But what is going on now? There seems to be some kind of people coming together in the northern region of the country against the political institution that is in place right now. Why is the pain rising in the North?
No, Northerners felt betrayed. They brought about 5-point-something million votes to coronate this government under the Muslim ticket hypocrisy or deceit. So, but they are not getting it at all. You see, the Northerners are complaining about the economic policies of the government. The government is giving them ears to that. Insecurity in the North is rising every day. People are kidnapped every day. Villages are being sacked by one terrorist group or the other. So what the North expected was, for the president to have concentrated in dealing with this issue, especially insecurity. Because Northerners are not lazy people. If insecurity is dealt with, I'm telling you, nobody's going to talk about government. They will just keep quiet and organize themselves and then spring a surprise in 2027. But the president has forced the North to be vocal with some of his policies.
And you don't think this is also maybe some of the appointment the president has made, because there are those who are saying that is impacting on their view of the nation's unity, and that may affect his chances in 2027. Do you think?
You see, it's only the political elites that are talking about appointments. But an average Northerner is not concerned about it. An average Northerner is concerned about poverty, insecurity.
But that's been there in the 8 years of Buhari. They face more poverty.
Yeah.
Out of school children.
High cost of living. You see, it has been compounded what the Nigerian people shouldn't have done. He should have remained with his decision. And today, he could have had more strength to be able to fight this government.
Well, we understand that he's playing some roles and there's some alignment and alliance with the SDP. Are you aware?
Yeah, but he's somebody they should watch out for because he has the capacity to mobilize people. And having learned his lesson, he will rather, if Atiku is not careful, El-Rufai will emerge as a political godfather for the North in 2027. Because he's not going to talk for himself, but he will galvanize that support to make sure that, he gets his pound of flesh from this government.
So is it true that there is a storm brewing? There is a coming together of some heavyweight politicians trying to form an alliance and form a very strong opposition?
There are different concentrics of mobilization against this government. The poor people themselves are one, mobilizing. The youth, who are now thinking of, generational shift, not even geopolitical shift, power shift. They are also mobilizing. The politicians, who with their own interests, they're not even different. Most of Nigerian political leaders are not different from these people. Because if you see what happened during Konkoso's daughter's wedding in Kano, you will know that they are deceiving people. Because all of them congregated there. There was nothing like Christian, Muslim. Even there were Islamic clerics dining and wining together. That's the political elite. So they are now trying to come up with something again, like what happened in 2015, to now eliminate this government, and we may even run the risks. So I am of the candid opinion that the young people in this country should learn from what has happened in Senegal, what has happened in Ghana, in other countries, and let them talk to themselves.
Do you think Tinubu might be in trouble politically in 2027?
He's already in trouble.
Really?
Yeah, Tinubu is already in trouble.
How do you mean?
Tinubu's trouble is on now because if you conduct a political survey genuinely, you will discover that Tinubu's rating will be embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah.
But there are those who believe that these are tough decisions that needs to be made. They are bold decisions, audacious decisions that the government of Tinubu is making. But in all of this, there are those who say, if we don't make these tough decisions, our country will not move forward. Do you agree?
No, I disagree completely. They are not even genuine economic decisions.
Seriously?
Yeah, because there is no economic policy that has no alternative. Once you say there is no alternative, then that describes the level of mental bankruptness of your line of thought. In economics, there must always be an alternative. You see, when the Olufalaye said, well, SAB was the only alternative, did it turn out to be an alternative? So these decisions that was taken by the president, they were not bold decisions at all. They were decisions of a coward who just wanted to shield himself by throwing out, unleashing trauma on the people for him to turn around and say bold decision. What is bold in it? If he was that courageous, he was expected to have prosecuted the 16 companies, oil companies, indicted by the National Assembly, where 2 of them, Eagle Oil and Rano, came out and said, we have not collected a dime from subsidy. The 14 did not say anything. A courageous Nigerian leader, after inauguration, should start from there, not withdrawal of false subsidy.
But the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, for example, has accused you of making baseless remarks against the Tinubu's administration to incite protests, citing your failed 2023 House of Representatives bid and attempts to regain ministerial role. How do you respond to these claims? Are your criticism driven by genuine national interest or your personal ambition or pain of your failed political bid?
No, you see, in politics and in democracy, people are entitled to their opinions. And so I don't contest or condescend to the level of genuine issues for them. They were only trying to demobilize the mobilization we had embarked upon to protest. They did everything possible, bringing out a lot of money, calling people names and calling them out, but we prove a point. We succeeded in giving Nigerians the best organized demonstration, despite everything they did, arresting all our cadre men and locking them up, intimidating. We still had Nigerians more than any other demonstration ever conducted in this country. So I think for us, we succeeded.
So you were behind the August protests?
Of course. Of course. I was one of the organizers.
You are an anti-Buhari, anti-Tinubu person?
Of course, I am.
Why?
Because of his economic policies.
Do you dislike him that much?
Not as a person. Not as a person. But his policies and his approach to governance, I of course hate it completely.
Claims, how would you address the accountability gaps that exist in the management of public funds allocated to sport? There are those who believe that in the sports sector, they believe at that time in your office that a lot of monies were not able to be accounted for, that you took away with you a lot of public funds. How do you account for that?
Oh my God. Accountability under my watch is open for public scrutiny till date. Let me tell you something about this Rio. I borrowed 50 million naira from late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah to come and train Team Nigeria to take them to Rio. The first release from government came 4 days into Olympics. I went to Olympics. I bought my ticket myself and I went to Olympics. And the budget for Olympics in 2016 is public document by the National Assembly was 400 million, which was even insufficient to buy ticket. I had to approach the president with a memo to approve another 1.4 billion for us. And I went to Rio in the history of Nigerian Olympics with one of the modest contingent, because we didn't go with all these jumbo size jumboree of carrying people. It was only athletes and officials.
So those who think that you stole money while being the Minister of Sport, you don't think that you need anything to defend?
No, I have nothing. I have nothing. I don't even have money. In fact, there was a publication in Vanguard accusing me of stealing 18 billion. And the entire money released to sports in the 3 years I served, or even after that. So these are figures that sometimes people fabricate. But I believe that if I have stolen money, if anybody is aware, he could still make a complaint.
You've been highly critical of your successors, especially Mr. John Owaneno, calling his tenure a failure and accusing him of mismanagement. However, critics including Jonathan Abanguba argue that your tenure was marred by several issues, from the mishandling of Team Nigeria's performance in the Olympics to neglecting sports infrastructure and athletes' welfare. With this in mind, how do you respond to the accusation that your attacks on the minister at the time, the former Minister of Sport, Owaneno, are more about deflecting attention from your own legacy, which many see as flawed?
You see, I still, there's people are free to express their opinion. But records are there. Athletes and players' welfare enjoy the greatest attention under me. It was under my watch that I introduced the reward system for athletes who maybe win gold medal at international distance to $5,000, and those who win silver $3,000, and those who win bronze $2,000. So athletes and players' welfare under my watch receive the best attention. In fact, if that wasn't the case, Nigeria would have not even qualified for football in Rio during the Olympics in 2016, because when I came in, there was an issue of the backlog of non-payment.
You're describing yourself as though you're the best Minister of Sport Nigeria.
No, I am not. It's Nigerians that I'm only giving account, because allegations now are raised. So in responding to allegations, it may look like self-praising, but for me, I didn't do it.
Do you have regrets serving as Minister of Sports?
No, not at all.
Do you think that if you had given opportunity again, what would you do differently?
If I'm given the opportunity, I will improve on what I did, because there are some things that needed to be addressed. You see, the sports architecture needed radical transformation. The private sector needed to be wooed to put in investment in sports. And government needs to move from the mentality of seeing sports as recreation. Because government investment in sports has been abysmal.
So, do you agree with the initiative by the president to scrap the Ministry of Sport and create a sports commission?
Now, that's the worst decision that any government has ever made.
Really?
Yeah. Ministry of Sports belongs to the youth demography, and they are responsible for bringing any government. It's only sports that can produce a millionaire within a short span of time. During the National Sports Festival, let me tell you, there were young people who came and became millionaires because their state fixed the price of 1 million per gold medal. There was a young lady who came to me and said, "Sir, I am now a proud millionaire because I won 5 gold medals and my state has won 1 million. So I am a millionaire." And I asked her, "What will you do with the money?" He said, "Oh, I'm going to use it to build a house for my father." That is how sports can create wealth. So a mega and a critical ministry like sports will be scrapped. So who sits in council now to speak for the majority of young people who are beneficiaries of this ministry?
So you think it was a wrong decision by this government?
If there was anything Tinubu has done that to me was worse than withdrawal of full subsidy, he should scrap the Ministry of Sports.
If you look at, as a lawyer, let me ask you, what is your view on the Daily Farotimi case on the issue of defamation, libel against Ari Afebabalola?
I would have thought that my father, Afebabalola, should have not taken this route. Because, I mean, he has exposed his legacies to public attack. And I don't see him surviving it. Because Dele is a reputable human rights activist. I mean, his profile is highly revered by most Nigerians. So they will never understand him with all his claim for defamation, for this, for that. If I were to advise him, he would have just called Dele and said, "Look, my son, I mean, this is not the way to go. You will also get to where I am today. Despite what you would have known about me, I mean, this wasn't the better way to handle it. That was how I was mentored by Chief Lar. But you see, he had condescended into the arena, and it is him now and his family versus Nigerians. And I don't see him ending up as a victor."
A Nigerian who feel defamed and who feel wrongfully attacked in writing or by a manner of speaking, how do you, as a lawyer, how do you think that could be best handled?
Do you think that God is actually exposing these people one by one, my people? Please let me know what you think in the comment section. The truth is, a lot of things that this man Solomon said is actually what is happening. But a lot of Nigerians actually know the truth, but they just decide to keep quiet because they are scared of what may happen and stuff like that. My people, like I said, this is allegedly no be my mouth to Nayera as them bring and come, now I bring them to na doorstep. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do well to follow for more, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.